Hey, it's Cody Drake here with another speech. Here he is.
Alright, thank you. This is my persuasive speech for the 2010 online speech course. Alright. The issue of piracy off the coast of Somalia arose when its previous government was overthrown in 1991, which, in turn, threw the country into a period of uncertainty and vulnerability. This resulted in neighboring countries taking advantage of Somalia's weakened state of defense, participating in such activities as illegally fishing and dumping tons of waste off Somalia's coast. In an attempt to prevent this, citizens of Somalia unified and sent men out into the sea to beat back these illegal foreign intruders. But while the initial action may have been considered noble and perhaps necessary, the Somalia Coast Guard, as they call themselves, have evolved into something much less defensive and much more confrontational. Put simply, these pirates have become aggressive, violent, and unnecessarily uncontrolled. The fight against the Somalian pirates needs to become a global and concentrated effort to subdue the pirates and prevent their destructive and illegal actions. These men that call themselves Somalia's Coast Guard may have served a defensive purpose in the past, but in the last few years, this group of people have become much less a protective force and a more independent force focusing on acts of piracy. They have kidnapped innocent mariners, held them for ransom, and even killed in order to get what they wanted. These pirates robbed sailors not only of their boats, but of their freedom, refusing to return the hostages unless huge sums of money are paid for ransom. This immoral act of kidnapping should not be tolerated by the nations of the world. Civilization is based on a basic moral code that people abide by, and when the pirates off the coast of Somalia heedlessly impede on these morals, this set of basic rules that govern human interaction, they cross a line. These pirates need to be dealt with, and aggressively, by those in a position to stop them. Countries such as India and Britain have already joined in by supplying men and supplies in an attempt to subdue the pirates' activities, but this simply isn't enough. More drastic steps need to be taken by other countries around the world, especially the United States of America, whose influence in all matters international would prove a valuable asset in defeating the pirates. If more aggressive measures are not adapted in dealing with these pirates, their actions of piracy will continue to escalate, both in frequency and intensity. Without action, the Somalia pirates will carry on with their killing and kidnapping unimpeded. By increasing efforts to thwart the pirates, the world can eliminate this illegal practice and help prevent future attacks on countries, ships, and people, making the world a better place. The U.S. has already expounded a moral obligation of helping those in third world countries such as Somalia. For example, America has strived to aid Iraq with the third world country's recent governmental shift after the execution of Iraq's dictator Saddam Hussein. America has strived to help stabilize this third world country economically, politically, and socially, and has done so by putting many resources into the attempt and aggressively pursuing the cause. This same sense of mission needs to be adapted for the situation concerning the pirates off the coast of Somalia. By investing resources and manpower into correcting the situation, America and the world can more quickly and efficiently end the pirates' reign of the sea, and hopefully assist Somalia in stabilizing their government, the issue that enabled the pirates to rise to power. But this drastic change in infrastructure, interchanged with the problem of piracy, cannot be achieved by solely peaceful means. A certain amount of force must be applied by those countries that aim to subdue the Somalian pirates. These pirates have evolved from ordinary lawbreakers into high-tech criminals, armed with many advanced ships, heavily armed speedboats, and high-powered weapons. The pirates, in their quest to obtain these obvious tools of war, are declaring the simple fact that they intend to continue their piracy at even higher levels, and do not intend to be stopped. If faced with an obstacle, these well-supplied pirates will be quite formidable, which is why simple peace talks will not suffice in pacifying them. Naval forces are an important factor in defeating the pirates, but land forces will serve an equal, if not more important role. The Somalia pirates are mostly based off a small coastal town in Somalia, and it is here where the real conflict will take place. Both forces, in a combined, focused effort, will be the most effective means to undermine the pirates' power. By encouraging the nations of the world to take action, we send a message to the pirates that we will no longer stand for their lawlessness, and that they are no longer in control. In this method of aggressive head-on confrontation, that has the most chance of effectively ending the reign of the Somalia pirates. Some might claim that more fighting can only lead to more violence on both sides, which defeats the purpose. They might also argue that by eliminating the pirate force, Somalia will continue to be taken advantage of, by other countries and will never be able to establish for itself a stable social structure, economy, or government. But one must look at the big picture when evaluating the final outcome. By investing a certain amount of force, both naval and land, manpower or funds, against the pirates, it will lead to a certain amount of violence and bloodshed, but it will certainly not amount to the destruction the pirates will continue to cause if left unchecked. Also, Somalia is currently in a state of disorder, despite the pirates' claims that they are protecting their country. Once the Somalian pirates are dealt with, then the real reconstruction of the country of Somalia can begin, without the corrupting influence of the pirates. In the past few years, they have brainwashed the youth of Somalia and have not helped stabilize the country despite what they claim. 14 attempts to create a successful central government have been made since 1991, none even coming close to succeeding. If Somalia is to have a chance to overcome its past streak of failed governments, the pirates must first be dealt with aggressively and through global cooperation. In conclusion, to leave the pirates of Somalia alone to their own devices, to allow them to run their course, is simply irresponsible for any country with the power to do something about it. These men have adopted devious, illegal, and immoral means of defending and supplying their country, a bogus claim, and must be prevented from continuing their acts of crime. More drastic means must be adopted in order to defeat the pirates of Somalia, because the current modes of action are simply not nearly effective enough. With a determined global and concentrated effort, the pirates can surely be turned from their ways, and the country of Somalia, as well as the other surrounding countries, can be free of the threat the Somalia pirates pose. To make a world free from tyranny and threat to innocent lives, we as humans must take some steps to prevent these things every once in a while, and this is one of those moments. Thank you.
And that was Cody Drake. You heard it first.